Today on 2+U Nevada.
So we really like the city because it's the biggest city and it's easier to reach the community here, I feel.
We go inside Dragon Lights Reno and look at the beautiful installations you'll be able to see.
I want to start our own farm so we can kind of bring in more of those things locally.
Midtown's Homegrown Gastropub owner Spencer Shea is making some big steps to ensure what you're eating is truly farm to fork.
What's really great about this activity too is it's really fun for any age.
More fall break fun. This afternoon, the Reno Generator is providing us with a how-to craft using materials you likely already have at home. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. What is old is new again. A few weeks ago, Dave texted me a news story about the comeback of the landline. Personally, I'm thrilled to see a resurgence of something that was such a huge part of my youth. After doing a little research, Dave and I decided this is the way we're going to go for our kids to communicate with their friends. So over the weekend, I texted a number of moms, making them aware that our household is going to use this form of communication, and we shared our landline number. I was so excited to hear from another mom that she'd already gotten a landline for her children. And so far, it seems we might be able to create a pod of kids who will communicate this way. There are multiple benefits. According to Upworthy, landlines help kids with communication skills, reduce screen time, and reduce phone separation anxiety. So back to the weekend, I trained the kids on how to use our landline, put labels on the back of the phone with family phone numbers. Yesterday morning, I went into the kitchen at 6:30 and Stella was on the phone with my mom. Now, luckily, she was already awake. This morning, Stella called Dave, who's away on a work trip.
Are you calling all your people?
No, just calling you.
Oh.
The next lesson, etiquette on appropriate times to make a call. Well, we've got a great show for you today. We sit down with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. With the rising cost of food, the need now is greater than ever. And FBNN has a fantastic opportunity to get your young children volunteering. Also, it's starting to get chilly, bringing up the age-old battle over the thermostat. What if there was a solution that allowed you to set individualized temperatures for each room of your house? Plus, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's a tough subject, but with thousands of cases in Northern Nevada, the resource to help you or a friend plan an escape. We are thrilled to have you joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and joining me today is Jocelyn Lantrip with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. Jocelyn, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, the work that you do, the food bank is so ingrained in Northern Nevada, not just, Washoe County. Tell me how much of a region or how many miles you cover.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that we cover 90,000 square miles. So it's really all of Northern Nevada, and we actually also serve a little sliver of Northern California because it's really tough for those food banks to get over the mountains in the wintertime. So we've taken some of those counties as well. So it's a big service area.
And we are now entering the fall, and you've got a big push, of course, for the holidays. We've got Thanksgiving next month, and then we've got the winter holidays coming in December. So what are your needs, and how can people, as they're considering donating to Food Bank of Northern Nevada, what can they do for you?
This is really the busy time. This is when we start talking about hunger everywhere and doing a lot of food drives, and we're getting ready for Share Your Christmas. But we really do need food that people can use for healthy meals. That is really what the food bank is always looking for. Entrees, protein, fruits and vegetables, cereal, pasta, rice, all those really important staples are the things that we always need.
That's fantastic. And then you put them together in bags for families.
We actually, we distribute through a network of so many partner agencies, but a lot of those pantries, they will go in and grocery shop, just like you would at the store.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love hearing that. So when you're talking about good proteins, are you talking about nut butters? Are you talking about tuna? You know, what kind of proteins are you looking for?
We need nut butters, all of them. We need canned tuna, canned chicken, hearty soups, stews, chili. All of those things that are entrees for somebody are very important. So anything with protein, beans, they're important as well. So really what you want to eat.
And Jocelyn, I have to tell you, when it comes to like what I want to eat, everything, but food prices are just astronomical. Like right now they're insane.
They are very high, and we're hearing that from families. They're working, they're not able to pay all their bills and buy food, and that is why we're seeing such high need in our community right now.
And it's also families, it's got to be a tough pill to swallow, but families need to know that you are there for them, because expenses have gone up so much.
Right.
Just to be able to feed your family healthy meals is something that all of us want to do, and you are there. Talk to those people at home.
I mean, absolutely. If you are struggling at the end of the month to make your bills and go to the grocery store and put food on the table, come to see us or our agencies. Give us a call. We'll tell you which distributions are closest to you. I mean, that's why we're here, to help people through often just a little bit of time.
And Jocelyn, we have a couple minutes left. One thing that's coming up in October, I love it, right before October 31st holiday, you have an event to help get kids involved in volunteering. Talk about that.
This is something we've been doing for a few years. It's Baggin' for Apples. It's an opportunity for families to volunteer with kids of all ages. I mean, littles, toddlers. And we bag produce. Everybody's wearing their Halloween costumes. We have some snacks and games. It is so much fun, and it's in the evening on the 30th, and you can sign up now on our website. And we do fill up, even though we take a couple hundred people, so really get in there and sign up now. But it is a blast.
And that is Thursday night, October 30th. You should pre-register. You need to pre-register because, again, like you say, this fills up fast. And it's a great opportunity to get your kids volunteering.
It's really fun. I mean, we accept kids of 10 years and older all the time. But it really gives you an opportunity to teach little kids about giving back and getting involved in their community in a really fun way.
All right, Jocelyn, how do people sign up? What's the website? Who do they call? How do you want them to connect with you?
FBNN.org. Go to our volunteer page. That's where you sign up all the time. So that's a great way to get involved. And that's where you can donate and do all of the things.
Thank you for the good work that you do. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, really.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So trigger warning for anybody at home. We are going to be discussing domestic violence once a week throughout the month of October, and this is that time. Joining me now, Kristen Kennedy and Miriam Esparza from the Domestic Violence Resource Center. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
You know, this really is an important topic. It's not one that people talk about that often, but it is so important for these 5 weeks that we bring the issue of domestic violence into folks' homes so that they can learn what the signs are. So just broadly speaking, what is domestic violence?
Yeah. So domestic violence is really a pattern of behavior where one person is trying to maintain control over another individual, and the victim's abuser is in that person's domestic circle. So usually we see an intimate partner, but you know, it can also be an adult child and parent situation or siblings. And so, but mainly we see intimate partner violence.
And with this violence, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical, although that is the broad assumption. So Miriam, will you discuss a little bit more of emotional triggers?
Yes, so but like you said, I think people's mind go right away to something that's a little more visible. But there are about 8 types of violence that has been identified, like emotional violence, psychological, economic violence. That's one that a lot of people are not aware of. Using the children to stay in a situation. So there are all these different characteristics in which domestic violence is presented.
So what is the status right now of domestic violence in the broader Washoe County, Reno, Sparks area?
Mm-hmm. Well, taking a step back and looking at Nevada as a whole, about 44% of women and 33% of men will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. And in Washoe County specifically, we do have a critical issue here. It is the second highest reported crime in our county. Last year, aggravated assault rose 15%, and the sheriff's office said that's primarily due to domestic violence. So there are about over 3,600 reports of domestic violence in Washoe County a year, and then we know that many go unreported. Our agency serves over 4,000 clients a year.
That is such a hard number to just even fathom. 4,000 people are victims of domestic violence currently.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So how do you work with, you mentioned the Washoe County Sheriff's Office, how do you work the Domestic Violence Resource Center with law enforcement to reach the clients in need?
Mm-hmm. Well, law enforcement is right there in that immediate crisis situation, and they're able to then provide resources referrals. So we get those referrals from law enforcement, and we're able then to, with the client, do some safety planning, talk about a protection order, really just provide that support that's going to help them through the legal process. And we work closely with the advocates within the Sheriff's Office, RPD, Sparks Police Department as well, to make sure that we give that that support so that the person doesn't feel re-victimized. Mm-hmm. We also share a lot of training and resources as well with those departments so that we all are on the same page.
But obviously, by the time that it's gotten to the point where law enforcement is referring a client to you or a survivor to you, they have already endured so much that law enforcement has responded. What about a family member, a parent, a sibling, a loved one who thinks that they have a friend or child or sibling in a violent relationship? Can they reach out to you to get resources on how to even approach them?
Yes, definitely. Loved ones. It's a hard thing to kind of see a loved one going through domestic violence, and a lot of people just want to take that person out, right? But a lot of times that's dangerous. So they can always reach out to us. They can give us a call. We can provide them with phone numbers, with resources. If they kind of want to know how their loved one can reach out to us, they can definitely do that. So we are there for family members as well. We are there for individuals who might not be sure if they're going through domestic violence and they just want to have a conversation with someone. They can reach out to us.
Okay, 30 seconds or less. I'm taking home the point that this needs to be a strategized exit for somebody in a domestic violence situation.
Yes, I mean, when somebody's leaving, it's often the most lethal time of the relationship. And so, you need to hopefully think ahead a little bit if you can. We encourage people to call our office and talk about what safety planning is, what that looks like, and how they can prepare themselves in the event that they need to get out fast.
Okay, so for anybody going through domestic violence or for family members who want resources, where do they go? How do they get help?
Mm-hmm. So they can call our office, our hotline at 775-329-4150. They can go to our website, dvrcnv.org. There's an escape button in case they're on their phone looking or computer and they need to get off the website quickly, but those resources can be found there.
Thank you both for joining us this afternoon.
So much.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and we are at Homegrown Gastropub with Spencer Shea. Spencer, thank you so much for having us here today. Oh my gosh, this place is absolutely gorgeous. You've been here since 2017?
Yeah, since 2017. I started out the food truck. We were at the Eddy, then we're out at Tesla. Did that for about a year, then I ran out of money, so I had to sell the food truck. And so we got into the brick and mortar in 2018, April. So I've been running full steam ever since.
And in these 7 years, I mean, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Talk to me about how you redid this location. And you even worked here when you were a kid.
Yeah, so when I was 19, it used to be soup, and I used to work here, and I was a server, serving tables. I was going to college. Thought I wanted to be a pediatrician, but it didn't work out like that. So I got into the preventative health with the food and the organic ingredients and stuff like that. And yeah, and now here we are.
Okay, so let's dive deeper, because I love that you're talking about preventative health. You really want to have this, and you really are farm to table, but you're expanding with your own farm.
Yeah, so I just got some property off Mount Rose Highway. Got 2.5 acres out there. Gonna get some chickens going with some eggs. Also do greenhouses so we can do our microgreens, tomatoes, leafy greens, and kind of see what we can bring to the table from
All right.
farm to fork.
So talking about bringing to the table, thank you guys for
beautiful.
coming here.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, bringing us some of your key eats. What do we have?
So here we have the chicken and waffles. This is my kid's favorite. My son, every time we order food from here, he always goes with the chicken and waffles. So we have our house Belgian waffle, which we make all the batter and stuff in-house. We got our buttermilk fried chicken, boneless, skinless, all natural. So we use all natural meats, all natural dairy and cheese and all that kind of stuff. We got our hand-cut fries, all organic, deep fried in rice bran oil.
Sorry, you put food in front of me. I'm going to eat it.
Go for it.
Gotta check this out.
With fresh herbs, sea salt. Then over here, this is my go-to usually. I can do the Korean street tacos. We got a slow-cooked braised pork, all natural. With
And
the
you
ginger
make all your
scallion
sauces.
sauce. Yeah, all sauces made from scratch in-house. We got our house kimchi there too. It's made with purple cabbage, carrots, bell pepper, and it's really good. It adds a nice bite with the meat.
I'm very picky about my tacos, just so you know. So good. You're going to get the real, legit response.
Here we
on
go.
This. All right, here we go.
See what we're talking about.
That's fantastic.
There we go.
Now
Yep.
you got to keep talking because my mouth's full.
Yeah, I like to do big portions, make sure that everyone's, happy and full. And when you leave here, I want you to be happy, your stomach to be happy, the best ingredients we could possibly use. And
On the best ingredients, you do buy local, you source local. Tell
Yes.
me what you're using locally.
so our eggs, we use Cool Kids Ranch they're in Spanish Springs. And so it's a family farm, and she has her kids out there helping her, and great thing she has going on out there. We also we use Tahoe Creamery for our ice cream, and then also our alcohol. We got Revisions, we've got Tentor, we've got Pigeon Head. We use a lot of different local beers and liquors as well. And then also our coffee is made right up the street. We use Midnight Coffee Roasters, all local, all organic. And then also our bread from Beloved's Bread right up the street as well. So our burger buns, all our breads are all organic and local as well. And then sometimes we use different local farms if they have stuff in stock for like our microgreens, our different lettuces and stuff like that. And so that's why I want to start our own farm so we can kind of bring in more of those things locally that are, we can have them all the time.
And we were having a conversation about this farm. I mean, it sounds awesome. So more than 2 acres, and your entire family is going to be living on this compound. Explain. Everyone's going to have their roles?
Yeah, so I've got 3 kids myself, my lady, and also my dad and my sister Nikki and her son. So we're gonna have an 8-bedroom barn dominium, and then gonna do a chicken. So we'll have 100 head of chickens, so we can bring in our own eggs, and then also do a greenhouse so that we can do microgreens, lettuces, tomatoes. We're gonna start with those, and then so I want to try to do aquaponics. So use like the fish and the water goes. It's been you clean the water, but then it goes into the plant beds, and it helps feed and give nutrients to all the plants. So
This sounds so cool. So exciting to have you here. And this is your location,
Yeah.
Homegrown Gastropub. But you're right next door. I mean, you've got a familiar last name, Shay, so
Yeah.
it's been in the family.
So I bartended at Shay's for about 10 years, saving money up, and that's how I got into the food truck and kind of just, I saw a vision and then I went with it. Like I said, I used to work here with Soup back in the day. It was very successful here, and so I wanted to put in my own kind of spin on things and add in the all organic ingredients and the preventative health, and my dad's always been big on that kind of stuff growing up too, so I wanted something that I'd feed my family, and I'm proud to serve the community.
I love it. Thank you so much for having us today. I love how you're really bringing this into the family.
Yeah.
So if folks want to come on down, tell them where to come in Midtown.
So we're in the heart of Midtown. There's a big Midtown sign across. That's the first thing I bought when I sold my food truck, actually, was the Welcome to Midtown sign on the side of the building. But yeah, we're right in the heart of Midtown at 719 South Virginia Street. We're right down the street from Soup. They just moved right up the street. There's a few other nice places here as well, so come on down to Midtown and have a good time.
Spencer, you're awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and joining us this afternoon, Dave Henry from Silver State Heating and Air. Dave, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thanks, Sarah.
So we're here talking about new technology in HVAC systems, and you guys are elite diamond dealers of a Mitsubishi heat pump. Now, I didn't know this, but heat pumps, a lot of people think can't be done in our region, but that's just not true.
That's correct. Mitsubishi has recently cracked the code on the technology to bring that technology to our climate in the northern Nevada area.
I wasn't aware of how important climate is to an HVAC system. No matter if you're talking summer or if you're talking winter, our weather outside really determines the efficiency of these systems. What has the Mitsubishi heat pump done differently for our type of weather?
Well, a great place to start, I think, it would be, what is a heat pump? Yeah. You see, 9 out of 10 houses nowadays, they have air conditioning built in, some form of it. Usually, you know, you've got the air conditioner, the piece outside, it's got the fan on top, it's running, doing its own thing, making a bunch of noise. But that unit right there is only capable of providing cooling. So I guess the biggest difference is the heat pump is just like that. Some of them even look like that. Some of them have the fan on the side. You may have seen them like that. But they're capable of not only providing cooling, but providing both heating and cooling.
That's crazy. Are they very expensive, or does it end up paying for itself with the efficiency of your energy bill?
The cost savings can be very extreme if they're installed right and if you spec the correct equipment for the region.
And you were telling me that you guys are elite diamond dealers. In fact, there are heat pumps oftentimes in our region that aren't installed correctly for as cold as our climate can get in the winter, and then you come out and repair those. And you said Mitsubishi cracked the code. What is it about those particular heat pumps for how cold we get?
So there are a lot of subtle differences from a heat pump to a normal conventional AC unit. The biggest one is the ability to both heat and cool. So you no longer have the need for a furnace on the inside. Since that outdoor unit can heat and cool the space, you can get rid of things like the gas lines, the flues to vent all those the flue gases away. There's no combustion, so no carbon monoxide hazard. And they run 100% on electricity, but it's not like the old heaters of the past, like the ones you plug in and they start heating right away. Those ones, man, they really spin the utility meter. I found that out the hard way. That was one of the first lessons I learned moving out of my parents' house was, man, if you want to have any money left over after paying your bills, don't leave those things plugged in all the time. So while burning heat, or burning fuel rather, for heat, we've been doing that since the beginning of time. Furnaces do that, oil, propane, it's all the same. You're burning a fuel for heat. These actually don't create heat, they actually move heat from the indoors or outdoors to vice versa. Outdoors. So you're not creating heat, you're just moving it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much would one of these installations range? And I'm sure it depends on the square footage of a home.
Oh, that is one of the beautiful things about these. They're made to order, which they're really fun to design systems for homes as well. You can zone them out, they call it. So you can have one thermostat in every bedroom or something. It gives it a real personal comfort touch. Or you can install a ducted unit right where the existing furnace is, plug it right into the existing air handler, and go from there.
You got me with zone it out because we have thermostat wars in our house.
Yeah.
I like one room just where I can go and be cozy and warm. And then my husband likes it, I don't know, like 65 degrees all the time, even in the winter. So really something like that could be determined. Like I could have my nice little cozy room and then the rest of the house could make him happy.
Yeah, it is so typical, right? And I don't know, as a dad, I don't know how many times I've come home and see the air conditioner running and the windows are open. And my blood starts to boil, and I almost need to change the thermostat right away just because of that. So, I mean, this does satisfy that age-old war of who gets to control the climate. You know, just the other day, we've got this technology in all of our houses now. So we stand by it. I had my daughter's room was able to hold 71 degrees while the rest of the system is off. We got the windows open and the breeze. Everyone's happy. It is a new age for HVAC.
It sounds like a dream come true, if I'm honest. All right, so if somebody is interested in installing something like a Mitsubishi heat pump in their home, how do they find you? How do they reach out to you? What's your website? What's your phone number?
Well, if you want it done right and fair, call Silver State Heating and Air. You can reach us at 775-677-2944 or see us at silverstateheatingandair.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dave. You are watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and we are talking fall break activity ideas. We have Alicia Dynamic here with the Generator. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
I am so excited. You are such a phenomenal resource for parents trying to get their kids into arts. You have programs for children. This fall break, parents may be out there, or caretakers may be out there looking for ideas of fun stuff to do with kids that's easy and, quite frankly, cheap.
Absolutely. And so the activity that I brought today is one that fits into both those categories really well. It's good even if you're just doing it at home with a couple kids, but it's also really great for a group because it's really inexpensive per piece for what you're making. We're making fall leaves, so tie-dye leaves out of coffee filters.
That's fantastic. And it's so easy peasy. Here, let's lift up one of the coffee filters just to show you. This actually is dry. Let's get to this process first with our coffee filters.
Yeah, so you're going to start with these like larger coffee filters, which you can get pretty much anywhere. I'm sure you can get them at Walmart. You can buy them
at the Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree. If you want to buy a huge quantity of them, I'm sure, you know, which is what I usually do because I'm often doing activities like this for, you know, maybe 100 kids or 200 kids at a fall festival or something like that. I buy them on Amazon because then you can buy thousands at a time.
Do you mind if I try too?
Not at all. Please grab one. So you just start by laying it out flat and just coloring it with the markers, you know, and there's really no rhyme or reason to this. You can do it however you like. Use whatever colors you like. What's really great about this activity too is it's really fun for any age. Anybody from any kid that can hold a marker can do it, and adults too, because how creative or particular you're going to be about your final result.
These are washable markers.
They
Does
are,
that make the tie-dye better?
Yeah,
Do
you
want it
do
to
want
be
washable markers because you want them to smear when you spray it with water. But you know, you can color in a spiral, you can color like in lines like I'm doing, I kind of like for this. What's cool about this as well is you can use this same basic foundational thing, the tie-dyed coffee filter, and do a lot of different activities with it. In the spring, you can make them into flowers.
Oh, what a great idea.
In the winter, you can kind of, once they're dry, you can fold them up and cut them into snowflakes. Make little tie-dyed
that's so
snowflakes.
smart. Yeah.
So once you've like learned how to do this basic part, then there's a lot of variations you can do with it.
Okay.
So once you have it all colored, oh, yours looks great.
Oh, thanks.
This spray bottle, I don't love for this, to be honest. I'd rather have one with a finer mist. This one's a little bit directed. So to do it with this one, I kind of like to fold it up. You don't have to do that, but I kind of like to scrunch it and then just spray it down.
Okay.
Get it just enough to be damp.
Oh,
and
I see
then
what you mean. This is
I just
pretty-
like to squish
It's on
it.
jet mode.
Yes, it's a little, yeah, I tried to get it to mist, but it's just the first one I found around the studio. So it works, does what it needs to do. So I like to kind of squish it up like this, and it gives a little bit more of a random pattern, but you know, if you're more particular, you can just fold it into, like you could take it and fold it like this.
Oh, sweet.
Into quarters or eighths,
Yeah.
and spray it that way.
But you can see why the
You can
washable
see how
marker
it's-
really
yeah.
works. I don't know which
That it
camera you
really
want me
spreads
to address,
around.
but yeah. There we go.
So you can see how that really spreads the color out.
Yeah, that looks great. Okay.
Does a little
So
tie-dye
now
effect.
we've got a couple
And you
minutes
lay 'em
left.
down.
These are already dry.
So I did these ones before, so they'd be dry for us to work with here. So for this particular craft, we're making leaves. So I would start by folding it in half to make your nice symmetrical leaf. If you want to help with your kids do this, you've got smaller kids, you could take a pencil and draw a leaf shape for them if they're going to
Right,
struggle
okay.
with, being able to parse out that shape on their own. But for me or for older kids, I'm just going to go ahead and cut right into it and just use my best memory of what a leaf looks like.
We've got some fake plants over there if you
Here we
want.
go. I could use that as a reference. So then you're just cutting out a nice leaf shape.
And then do you also cut out the stem? Or do you like tape a
You could.
piece
You
of
could
wood
put
on
like
there?
or you could put like a pipe cleaner on it if you wanted to, So
Oh, that looks great.
So this is like, it's a little, I would take a little more off, maybe.
All right, we've got about a minute left, but I tell you what,
And then when
Alicia,
you're
this
done-
is a fantastic.
So there's just one more step real quick, which is that you take a Sharpie
Uh-huh.
and then you draw your little leaf veins.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hold this up on cam 2.
And here we go.
There we go. That looks fantastic. The generator, always a great resource for your kids. So why don't you provide everyone at home how to contact the generator?
So we have a website, renogenerator.com. You can go on there to get all the information about what's going on in the space, like what programs are coming up, about membership, about renting space, about events.
Oh,
And
quick shout out,
yeah,
event coming up
we
in
are
October.
having a really exciting event coming up just in a couple of weeks. It'll be starting on the 17th of October. Haunted Mini Golf. It's amazing for the whole family. Teams from all over Reno come in and build these handmade golf holes, and they're really artistic, they're really creative, and then we turn the whole warehouse into kind of like a spooky mini golf. It's like a haunted house, but you're playing mini golf. It's not really scary though, just so you so it's great
Alicia.
for all ages.
Alicia Dynamic, thank you so much for being here. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to be here at the beautiful Dragon Lights Reno with Hoi-Yen Liu, the event manager for Dragon Lights Reno. We are so excited to have you back in our community.
Thank you. So glad to be here too.
Now you just started up over the weekend, and you're going to be here for more than 2 months.
Yeah.
What is fantastic is Dragon Lights Reno is now in the fall. So when we change hours, it's getting darker earlier.
Exactly.
Families have a better opportunity to get their kids out, of course, before that bedtime.
Yes. Yeah. We start at 6 these days, so and it goes until 10 p.m.
That's fantastic. And then you told me next month when we, what is that, spring forward, fall back. So when we fall back, the hours will also adjust.
Exactly. So it changes with the daylight time changes from now until November the 1st. We're open from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then starting from November the 2nd, we'll be open from 5 to 10 p.m. because the sun sets earlier.
So Hoi-Yen, what are we seeing behind us?
This is one of my favorite scenes. It's a huge bear sleeping on a rock with all the flowers and all the elements moving as well. And if you look closer, the bear actually snores and its belly goes up and down. So it's really fun to look at.
And of course, bear in hibernation, and we are in that hibernation season right now.
Yeah, that gives the vibe of that for sure.
Absolutely, and of course the unicorns. I mean, who doesn't love the unicorn? How many light groups do you have like this here at Rancho San Rafael, Wilbur D. May Arboretum?
Yeah, so we work with the landscape of the park, and we bring over 46 lantern groups this year, and that's over 1,000 or tens of thousands elements we're talking about.
And when you're talking an element, I'm thinking one unicorn is one element, one flower or lotus is one element.
Yes.
So how many again?
I would say tens of thousands. We can't count because there's just too many of them. Like for example, in the scene behind us, there's so many flowers and the horse and the unicorn and the birds, all the animals. This alone can be over 100 already. So, and then we're talking about 60 more, 60 group more. Yeah.
Fascinating. Rarely each year do you see the same exhibit over and over. Here at Reno, at the Wilbur D. May Arboretum, we may only have, what is it, the Dragon Tunnel?
Yeah, so every year we actually bring over 100% new displays. And even for the dragon is very iconic in our show because it's dragon lights, but we change up the dragon every year as well. In year one, when we did it the first time in 2018, it was a 200 feet long dragon that we placed in the center lawn in the Arboretum. But then we changed to another one that's like nocturnal last year. And this year it's changed again to another shape and another color. So people will be surprised when they come to see it.
You know, what's so cool about Dragon Lights Reno is you have so many different elements for different age groups and different sensory groups. What this year is good for the younger kids and what this year is good for sensory divergent families, and what should people know is the must-see this year?
That's a good question. So when we plan the show, we try to have children in mind and have like different people in mind because we try to create something for everybody. So when we're talking about younger kids, we might have them to go into the interactive playground with lots of games, and it's almost like a gym where you can exercise, so to release all the energy. And then we have a quieter space where you can just walk through in the ocean world. So it's quieter and it's a more like quiet and relaxed ambient there.
And then we're going to be on these bikes. Do these bikes, like the harder you pedal, the brighter they get? Explain that.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. So it's a good exercise if you're looking for some workout.
Boy, I need that.
You pedal it and then you change color of the display or make it brighter and brighter. So it'd be fun for all ages, I would say, as long as you can bike.
Fantastic, as long as you have enough air to, you know, get through all that.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, what is it about Reno and the Wilbur D. May Arboretum that has had you come back for so many years?
First of all, we really like the city because it's the tiniest, biggest city, and it's easier to reach the community here, I feel. So over the years, we've built a really good audience base, and we're getting more and more sponsors and partners over the years to join us in Dragon Lights. And then with the Arboretum, we see the changes here as well. They're adding more trees and plants, and that works really well with the displays because they just like integrate so like they blend in so well with the display here.
I find it so fascinating taking a look at the economic portion of Dragon Lights coming to Reno. Obviously, so many people come here for 2 months, but you are bringing people to our community. Can you speak to the number of people that come and stay in our community during the more than 2 months?
Yeah, we absolutely have a lot of people come through the show. And so last year when we changed from the summer to the fall season, we saw about over 70,000 people for the 2 months time, and a good portion of them came from out of the county and out of the state. So I'm happy to see that a lot of people are coming from afar to see the show as well.
If you're looking to get tickets, what's the website?
It'll be dragonlightsreno.org.
Thank you so much for hosting us. You're watching 2+U Nevada. great news this afternoon. You are now on the downslope of the week. Whew! And after a full week of voting for the biggest and bulkiest bears from Alaska's Katmai National Park, the internet has named Chunk 32 as the pound-for-pound champ of Fat Bear Week. Plus, a bear in Arizona simply heads straight to the grocery store in search of its salmon. Patrick Cornell has these stories, and take a look at this.
After a full week of voting for the biggest and bulkiest brown bears from Alaska's Katmai National Park, we have our pound-for-pound pre-hibernation hotness, Bear 32, known as Chunk, finning. Explore.org crowning the champion on X, writing, Chunk the Hunk, the Chunkster, 32 Chunk, all hail the new king of the Brooks River. The yearly Fat Bear Week contest pits 12 brown bears in a ferocious March Madness-style bracket, allowing the internet to vote to determine which burly bear they like best. In the 2025 final, Chunk took home the victory by a wide margin, winning by more than 30,000 votes. His tail appealing to voters as the roughly 1,200-pound Chunk suffered a broken jaw and had to adapt his eating style to account for the injury. The contest also helps educate people on the importance of brown bears pumping up before hibernating during the harsh Alaskan winter. So while only one champ got a crown, Explore.org notes fat bears are successful bears, so really, they're all winners. And if you're a bear that thinks fishing for your own salmon is beneath you, try this tactic, going to the grocery store. Shoppers in Oro Valley, Arizona spotted a bear dashing down the aisles of a Fry's. Reportedly, employees evacuated the store and the bear eventually found its way out. No word on whether it grabbed some snacks during the trip. Whether you caught your fish in the wild or pre-packaged, we support full bear bellies. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Now for a little something I like to call What in the World Wednesday. Are your kids obsessed with K-pop demon hunters? If so, you may have to plan a trip to South Korea soon. That's because the Everland theme park just opened up its own K-pop demon hunters zone. Yep. We're talking K-pop demon hunters, whack-a-mole, Dance Dance Revolution, and merch. This phenomenon doesn't seem to be going anywhere. If you're wanting to stay a little closer to home but are looking for a themed getaway, there's this, a Barbie-themed Airbnb in San Antonio. It's called Pink Valley Paradise, and pink is right. Pink bedrooms, a pink skating rink, everything including the kitchen sink is pink. The 6-bedroom rental includes 23 beds, a movie theater, and a luxurious backyard straight out of Malibu. Finally, how about this for a taco? You're looking at Nestle Toll House Cookie Tacos. Roll some cookie dough into taco shells and fill it with ice cream or frosting. If this sounds like something you'd love, heads up. On National Taco Day, which is next Tuesday, Nestle Toll House will give away limited edition cookie taco kits on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. The giveaway begins at 11 a.m. Pacific on the Nestle Toll House website. And we are leaving you with that sweet idea. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+U Nevada.